here we are on another episode of the wonderful playthrough. Welcome back to the channel. This is the MMO Sleep playlist, so where we grind, we have time, we stay aligned with the shine, but don't go blind. It's time to unwind. I think I already said unwind. We've ruined the rhyme. Oh, but I brought it back. Alright guys, so today we're talking about things that make us sag. Things that make us super sag. When them letdowns won't let you back up. And yeah, there's a lot of things, man, but I think the main point of this talk, if you just want to skip to the end, if you want to speed run my retarded yaps, because I'm going to be running in a bunch of circles here, and I apologize for skipping the intros now. That's probably what I'll do most times on the MMO Sleep playlist, but I'm just grinding. I'm just fighting metal slimes for 30 minutes. No worries there for the gameplay. I will mention, though, we have Queenie here. We have Queenie V1. She's wonderful. And yeah, I think the main point of this topic, sorry for stalling, by the way. I like how I say sorry for stalling by stalling even more. But yeah, pain, sorrow, the downletting is sort of an opportunity, you know? It is really can be used, and it should be used as more of a springboard, you know? You can really take it as an opportunity to win, and I'll take you down that road if you walk along with me, my friend. If you walk along with me, I'll tell you why you want to lose more than you want to win. Because, you know, that's the human experience. That's what's really going to bring us happiness. It's like yin and yang, the Dragon Quest version of the Druid Master. You know, you're never going to get anywhere unless you just truly sit in solace and be like, yeah, this is the sad part of me. This is my sad. Now, of course, a lot of people equate sadness to not being able to do a certain thing, to being cut off, right? And this is another reason why I say it can be our springboard. Because being cut off from a thing doesn't mean that you are less of a person or that you have, you know, no energy now to do anything. Now you even have more energy because you're not doing that one thing. So it's very easy to fuel yourself with a lot of negative impulses and be like, oh, I'm so sad, yada, yada, yada. But you realize it's just MP, right? It's just energy. You know, you can actually, strangely enough, put that energy that you have now in excess towards literally anything in the world, right? And that's kind of what I've started to do with my sexual energy, because I like it. to be just frank, you know, I like being horny. You know, I never want to stop being horny. It's not like I want to be horny at all points of the day, but I feel like a lot of the culture around, you know, the manosphere and the goonsphere and just the plot of internet in general is trying to take us away from, you know, the industry of entertainment for adults. And I do make these videos mostly for adults, but I know kids watch it. I know, you know, kids are here. They're lurking everywhere because I was a kid one time. And I did that, you know, so I know it's done today, probably to a lot crazier of an amount. But yeah, it's mostly because there's a lot more kids on the internet now, and of course there's a lot more porn. So you kind of want to save them from, you know, living the life that, of course, we had to live and suffering from the same gooner hands that we had to suffer from. But yeah, a lot of people will convince you can do this by just like decreasing your inputs and, you know, blocking servers and getting rid of certain websites that highlight the gooning nature of life, right? But I don't know, man. I don't know. Like it's a systematic process for me. Just like most things, and this is definitely a Kyle line in a nutshell right here. I always wait to make a decision until I am fresh out of options, until nothing is left but you must do this. And it's mostly because I'm an option-based gamer. I feel like the best games that I've played are just the games that have shitloads of options. So that's how I like to deal with the real world. I'm like, I'm the most Telltale game streamer because in a Telltale game, I shit you not, man. I shit you not. I'm gonna hit that save point. I'm gonna hit that checkpoint for making a choice. I'm gonna make the choice. And we're going right back to that fucking save point, you know. And of course, there are ways to do that. I know there's like, oh, it automatically saves you after you do the thing. It's like I know what the fuck to. Look, man, I need to know, okay? And I'm not doing 8,000 different playthroughs to do it, you know. And there are games that I've done that for, which is why I know I'm not. It's not worth doing, you know. I'm not doing it again, you know. So we find out ways around that, but it's just the kind of person I am. I don't leave stones unturned, and it's a blessing and a curse, like I said. It's a curse because I need playlists and videos like this. You know, sometimes I'll listen to music or just general ambient sounds. Like not really like ASMR. Like I'll go into ASMR. You know what I'm saying? I love voiced recordings. You know, voice is basically the main thing that gets me off. I'm not even lying, right? Like because it's music. You know, it's auditory, right? So but yeah, I realized that a lot of just sounds and beautiful things come from our unconscious mind. And that's where a lot of the fear, a lot of the hate, a lot of the sadness really occurs, you know? And so you can't really hate yourself for having a mind that just constantly goes because, you know, at least you're not getting a lot of the unconscious sadness. And I didn't think that was really like a problem that I should ever really worry about until I started the whole non-goon journey in my life. And I was on a really good streak, you know, I was on a really good streak. And then I had a nocturnal remission. If anybody knows what that is, I'm not explaining it because I'm embarrassed. I had a nocturnal remission. I was like, this is an uncool thing to have to a person. And so, yeah, I was like, you know, we gotta change some things. We gotta alter some things because I'm not used to doing things unconsciously. It's kind of like the first time I got blackout drunk, and I'll tell you, man, it was a long time until I drank again after that. And it's not even like I did anything bad, like you know, I touched girls inappropriately or whatever the fuck. I was mostly just bugging and waking up my roommates when I came home from the bar or whatever the fuck I was. But yeah, I have this thing where although I don't like to force things on people, I like I need to be in control, which is this is just so it's annoying because half the shit in me is like this. So I have to personify myself as so many different people and things that are in my head when I talk to myself because I just feel that internal hypocrisy constantly eating away at me. That's why I make videos that are sort of like teaching topics so that I can talk to myself. Because this is literally what I do in my head constantly, and I'm trying to bring it out into the physical world so that not only I can understand, but make it palatable to understand for, I don't know, at least one other person. So if you're that other person, I appreciate you for being here. You know, you don't have to. I get it. I say weird shit, so if you want to leave, fair. You got it. If you want to go to sleep, also fair. You got it. Um, And getting slightly off topic from that, guys, isn't it weird that some people take that as an insult? You know, it's like, how dare you fall asleep to my content? That is by far the greatest compliment I could ever get on a video. You know what I'm saying? That somebody was able to just completely unwind and relax and be able to rest and sleep to it, you know? And yeah, like I said, I'm very auditory, so a lot of people have these voices that just they're soothing, you know, and I think it's mostly just comes from them being comfortable in themselves and stable natured in the way that they communicate. You know, good community definitely has something to do with that, but they're always going to form and be a good community if you are, you know, a good person. Um, you know, good quality streamer and all that good stuff. Oh my goodness, excuse me. But yeah, back onto topic here. The letdowns will definitely keep coming. They're not gonna stop. But what you have to realize is that we actively have agency over the power they have over us. It's not an end-all be-all solution for everything and anything that we must excel at. It's not that, you know? It's not that, but you have to accept where you are. Stop trying to fight all of your sadness. You know what I'm saying, man? I think a lot of people are stuck in the profound areas that they think they're stuck in. And this is all perception. You may not even really be stuck, you know? You may just be destined to be there, or it may just be a phase or whatever, right? But a lot of people are profoundly stuck in the place or the whatever, the way they want to be stuck in because I just said it there, because they want to be stuck there. And that's okay, guys. You just have to not lie to yourself, you know? It's this whole victim complex that drives me personally nuts. I see it a lot. I see it oftentimes where people just... they don't play the victim, but they embody the victim mindset. It's not even playing it, because I think a lot of these people aren't that smart. I'll say it like that. I'm not gonna say the R slur for you antis over here. I know you're watching, but they're not the sharpest tools in the shed. So it's not even like they're playing a role. Like, these people actively think that the world is out to get them in, you know, this certain scenario, and it is. But like, I'm telling you, man, in any given situation, it's not that deep. And if you go into it thinking it is that deep, then, you know, you look like the asshole. That's why I have these sort of silent crash outs. It's because, you know, I'm not gonna say I'm a fucking genius, guys, but I will say I see more than the average person. And even me, who sees and feels and is aware of more than the average person, I still have to take my own thoughts with a grain of salt. I like to call myself a vessel for it. You know, like there are a bunch of other party members in my head just telling me what's going on, being my teachers, and I am just the observer, you know? And I have to fully embody that I have control over my actions and my opinions on that. And I have control to change them. You know, as much as I hate being wrong, I like being corrected. I do. I do. I do. Because being corrected just means you're growing. It just means you're learning, you're evolving, you're changing. And that's the only thing that's really going to stay the same, guys. And this is why I've really just disconnected from a lot of people. And why I will continue to disconnect from a lot of people until there's basically just no one and nothing left. And I live in a box, in a trailer, in the back of a fucking forest, thousands of miles away from civilization. Because I'm looking for something that's deeper than just critical acclaim or success. I'm looking for that understanding. That's my crazy how. You know, I'm trying to get this thing. I'm trying to get this egg white, of the yolk of my brain. You know, because I feel like my yolk, I kind of get that. You know, but there's still more to uncover. There's still more hidden secrets abroad every avenue. Indeed, indeed. So I got to keep going, you know, and you can keep going. No matter how many times the world destroys you, how many times the world lets you down, man, you can. I believe in you. We all have that ability to move farther beyond our minds think we are capable. And this is why I really love to get in tune with my body as pertaining to my emotions. You know, whenever I feel very strongly about something, whenever I have a lot of anxiety or I'm feeling a lot of like heartbreak or anguish, I go to my body awareness. It's like, how is the chest feeling? How is the abdomen feeling? You know, how are my arms feeling? How are my eyes feeling? And I just detect it. I scope it because, look, man, I'll say it like this. Look at real vulnerable with you here real quick. But I've had enough panic attacks in life to know that something needs to be done. That I need to learn some things about why I essentially try so hard. And of course, when you try so hard, you know what happens when you try so hard, man. The world's like, oh, look at this trying ass. Look at his trying ass. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. I'm like, bro, just let me try in silence. I don't know. And yeah, a lot of hypocritical things do hit my noggin and they piss me off. I don't like. It's not like I'm actively a hypocrite hater, but I don't like going against what I truly think is knowledgeable or right in the world. I don't like actively taking a stand against um, what has brought me to where I am today, whether it be friends, family, whatever. So yeah, drastic things do need to happen to make change. But even if you detect that something is off, man, at least for me, you got to be respectful to your friends, to your enemies, to everyone, because respect is the eternal currency. Okay, respect is your sword and your shield. All right. I learned that at a very young age. That with basically respect and good looks, you can get anywhere, man. It's actually crazy. It's actually quite insane. You know, now you need to combine that with the confidence to be able to just ask, just literally ask a question. And a lot of people have the bravery to do that, but they don't like they just don't do it the right way. They don't have the intention fueled in the question the right way, to truly let the other understand it and where they're coming from. But in general, if you match the attractive description, that shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be a problem at all, right? And yeah, because that's the thing, man. If you match the attraction, you match the general aura of what the person needs as far as relationships go. And I do talk about relationships a lot, but I say this in almost every episode. I don't know if it's every episode of the MMO Sleep today, but to me, everything is a relationship. I have a relationship with the game. I have a relationship with the video game characters. That is of course not real because they can't interact with it. But, I have a relationship with the streamer. It's just a parasocial one, that I barely have any input on, and I hear everything about them and know everything about them. It's kind of like you. You may be in the comments, you may not be in the comments. You may watch every short that I've ever dropped, but I don't know anything about you. You don't have a content creator channel or whatever. And that is a relationship still. So you got to realize, man, we have relationships with everything in our lives. We have a relationship with our fridge. We have a relationship with our bad habits. And yeah, like I've said, going back to this other thing, in general, all you need is just the look, the aesthetic. And that can be something so simple as if your relationship to video games is bad, take that video game controller off of your desk. Put it away until you get your work done. And then you can play your video games. Okay? Just like Lord Mother said. You have to be calm. You have to be collected. You gotta be structured. But no, seriously, guys, you have to take agency over what matters to you in your life. And oftentimes that comes down to what our relationships are made of. It's all you, man. A lot of people love to blame other people for the fact that their relationships are shit. But you're the one in them. You're the one steering at least half of the ship. And if you're not steering it, you're okay with the steering. So that's still like a part of the decision-making process, in my opinion. And we all have a choice. To work it out or to leave. It's basically the only two things, man. And sometimes you gotta realize when the juice is not worth the squeeze. When you're not ready for it, you're just not ready for it. You can't make yourself be ready for it. You can't force your readiness. You're just not ready for it, And sometimes that can be why we keep losing, We're just not ready. Like, I keep getting let down by everybody. It's like, well, were you ready to hold space for them? Everybody keeps, betraying me. It's like, well, were you ready to give yourself authentically and vulnerably to them? Did they know what your real goals were? How can they not betray you when they don't know what you want? So, some things to think about. Use your letdowns in the way that you want to, man. There's really no right or wrong answer to that. I think in general, that's what lets us down. It's looking for the right or wrong answer. And guess what, motherfucker? You usually just find the wrong one. Usually. Like, I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you crazy I'm sorry for calling you crazy. I'm the crazy one here. You're just a guy chilling in bed trying to relax. I apologize. But I think a lot of the neurotypical, neurodivergent, neuroatypical, whatever you want to call it, a lot of those kinds of mistakes that we make are truly just trying to not make the mistake. And then you do all this research, you take all this time, you wait and wait and wait, and you just hover over the send button, and you hover over the upload button, and you hover over the button. Like, stop hovering, man. Stop rotating. And please, for the love of God, stop orbiting. Stop orbiting. I'm sorry, man. She don't like you. She not gonna fuck you. Okay? And I've done it before. And how do I know she's not gonna fuck you? Because she ain't fucked me, right? So it is what it is, man. We have to move on. You cannot keep giving everything you have for a crumb of the pagussy. Okay? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. You gotta move your pagus hands to a more worthy task, King. You need to endeavor in that, and of course, like I said, I am a star gooner. I am the goon teacher. I'm the goon sensei, right? So I know we need to goon, but at the same time, man, just realize where you're putting your energy. You could use that goon energy to something else. You could. It's possible, right? I'm not even saying don't look up the porn. If you have to look at it, if you have to be like, oh, I need that visual stimmy, then go do it. You just realize you have that energy, right? You have the energy to go look it up and do the thing or whatever, so you can. It's optional to put that somewhere else, to have that energy. And me personally, what I do is I even open that shit up. I might even start playing that shit. But at the same time, I'm gonna do something like this. I'm gonna do what I need to do. I'm gonna do something that actually fuels me. I'm gonna put my energy towards something that gives back to me, and instead of draining me, if you know what I mean. And that's our main problem, man. We're looking for success in the things that will possibly never give us it. Never ever in a million years. And yeah, nobody's really gonna tell you that. Your friends might try, but a lot of times when we're in these relationships, we're just kind of trapped or encapsulated by it. I know me. I have not played a different game in quite a bit. I'm lying. I played Mario Kart like a couple days ago. That was a bold-faced lie. Actually, after this video ends, if I'm not too sleepy, that is probably what I will do. It's probably what I will do. Start up some Mario Kart. Like I said, yeah, I have such a strong relationship with Dragon Quest. Yeah. Okay. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. Chill out, buddy. Chill out, buddy, old pal. But yeah, you have to realize where you're at, recognize your own inputs, and understand that maybe the mistakes that we are going or not going to make are what's going to help us get to the let up, the good, the nice, you're going to get past all those letdowns and finally get a W. People don't want to go through the letdowns, man. It's just like, I hate these people with just all the metagame knowledge and people who just immediately look up walkthroughs and shit like that. It's just like what are you doing? Just fail, just lose. I don't know why everybody's so afraid to lose, man. Like, personally, I love losing. Maybe that's why I like jack off every night. That's if you want to be a loser, easiest way, right? But I did set a goal, and naturally, because I set the goal, it's falling off, Strangely enough, this is the first year I didn't do Destroy Dick December. I'm joking. I don't do that, but I do destroy. And I am a dick. So maybe I do that. Maybe I'm always lying. I'm just kidding. It's not a maybe. I mean, I'm not lying. I'm just telling my truth. I'm telling it not like it is. I'm telling it how I see it. And a lot of times people don't really like to relate to that. It's a little bit dark. A little bit angry. I feel like the people who actively relate to moods and things like this, we're in the flux. We're in the area where we don't really want to talk to people, associate with things, but we still understand that we need to. Like, I don't want to, I honestly, guys, if I'm being real with you, if I could sleep, if I could just do what I used to do back in the day, I didn't have this hurt in my heart, you know, I'd do it, but I can't, because I'm sad. So I make the videos, you know, and maybe it won't always be like this, but I gotta realize when the world keeps letting me down, that's my opportunity to make more fun things, to be more of a funny guy, right? I like being a funny guy. And I like relaxing people. I like helping the world in whatever way I can. I don't know if that's really possible at this point in my life, though. Because I need to help myself first. And how do you help yourself? You stop beating yourself up over the fact that you failed. Over the fact that your letdowns are just that, they're letdowns. That you know that you suck. That you are not good enough at this time. And, yeah, that's true. You're not good enough at this time. But you might be one day. And I think that's what makes it worth it. Maybe I'm wrong, you know? Maybe I don't know what I'm fucking talking about. But if you're with me, then start the course. You know, build momentum. You know, do whatever you need to do. Tomorrow, because we're tired today, I want to sleep today. Also, a little bit of Dragon Quest knowledge here. Dragon Quest 10 knowledge. If you do all your skill points, you have to hit the A button constantly to get them all registered, right? But if you walk through a door, you can just skip that part. So, here we go. We have all of our levels. We even got one reincarnation during that, which is pretty great. Level 26 on the monster, 140, and we're level 89. So that was a good run of the metal slime time. I appreciate you all. I want to appreciate you all. Holy moly. I need to stop the recording because my mouth has stopped working. Jeez, I'm sorry. Looks like the MMO sleep playlist did the trick for me, guys. I'm gonna turn in. No Mario Kart for me tonight. I'll see you later. Have a good rest.
With much to be expected. What am I doing here?